Hello viewers, welcome back. Okay. So in the last session, we saw, this is the continuation of our last session. We saw creation of stock group, single, multi. We saw creation of stock item, single and multi, right? So now we will try and understand another master in Tally, which is stock category, right? So before we go into stock category, so we see here that we have these items created, right? So now let's go to uh, now let us understand another master in Tally, which is the stock category. So let's just go back to our uh, presentation. Let me just quickly share my screen, right? So so we saw the stock item masters, right? So now we will see the another concept which is called stock category. So what is the stock category, right? So we have stock group and we have stock category. Now if you see here, we have created our item based on brand. Okay, now for this structure in my company, I will explain to you how the stock category is going to help. Now you can again have, once you have understood this concept, then you can have your products as a group and brand as a category, anything that you can do, but we have to understand the the primary objective of the cost center master. So that is what we are trying to understand here. So now if you see here, we have created a brand, okay, and then different size, or the different, in this case it is different capacity. So in Seagate I have 1.5 terabyte of disk space, then I have 2 terabyte and 4 terabyte. Similarly, in my other brand also I have the same kind of capacity, which is 1.5, 2 and 4. And in the third brand also I have 1.5, 2 and 4, right? So at any point in time, now just visualize that how you are going to see your report. We will definitely see those reports at a later point in time once we capture the transaction. So just imagine. So if you go to your Seagate group, and if you want to see what items are there, how much of quantity is lying there, so you will see in the Seagate, you will say 1.5 terabyte, you have 10 numbers, 2 TB, you have maybe another 10 numbers, 4 TB, maybe you have 5 numbers. So totally, the external hard disk of different size, you have 25 numbers. So that is what we had said, that add quantities of the item. If you make it as yes in Tally, it is going to say you have totally 25 Seagate items. So similarly, the other thing. Now, the point is, if you want to know, right, what is the quantity of 1.5 TB external hard disk that you have in stock at any given point in time. So in that case, what you need to do, you will have to go to Seagate, see what is the quantity, maybe take a paper and make a note of it. Okay, Seagate 1.5 external hard disk, I have 10 numbers. Then you will have to press escape, or in Tally you have another way of doing it. I will show you later. Then you press F4 to change your group. So you press F4 and then you go to Lenovo, and then you see, okay, 1.5 TB Lenovo, you have 5 numbers, make a note of that. Then again you press F4, go to Toshiba brand, check how much is there. It says 5 numbers also. Even Toshiba, you have 5 numbers. So now you have to take a thing and then you need to total. This is very simple. 10, 5, 5, you have 20 numbers, right? Now, if you have more items, it becomes very difficult for you to know what is the total quantity of 1.5 terabyte that you have. And by having this is where the stock category is going to help you. Okay, so we will discuss that. by having the stock category, you can do a lot of analysis of fast moving, slow moving, non moving, and all those things, right? So this is one aspect. Now the second use case scenario that I will give you, let's say a customer walks in, okay, and then he says, uh, I want 1.5 terabyte of external hard disk. Let's say this person is not particular about the brand, right? So now you want to see what all brands of 1.5 terabyte you have and how much quantity you have, right? So now by using this so stock category, the first terminology that I'm going to use on stock category is stock category is a parallel grouping, right? So what is the difference between group and stock category? Okay, a group is a hierarchical classification, and stock category is a cross sectional classification. We will understand, just hold on for a minute. Okay, so now it is very easy. If I have created a stock category, all I have to tell Tally is show me 1.5 terabyte of external hard disk, irrespective of my brand, because my brand here is my grouping. Now what Tally does is it goes, okay, and then I'll just come to that. So now it goes across, and then it will add up across. It will add up. It will say 10 numbers of 1.5, 5 numbers of this, 5 numbers of this, and it is going to tell you 10 plus 5 plus 5, 20 numbers you have. So now you have more visibility, more information. Now based on the quantity, you can also tell him that, okay, I have Seagate brand of 1.5, I have Lenovo brand, I have Toshiba brand. So this is where it is going to help you, right? So now uh, so this is where I was talking about the classification across your group. So if you see, this is your hierarchical group, is a hierarchical classification. So just above your Seagate external hard disk, you had a parent group called external hard disk. So under that you have Seagate, and under Seagate you have this item. So when you go to a group, the group is going to give you different size or different nature of the items that you have put under your group. But now by creating a stock category, what happens is that a stock category is can be created across your multiple group, not just three group, across any length of group. You can have your stock category. But what is very important that you have to remember, now this is where is the core understanding of the category concept. A stock category is created which has a commonality across the group. Okay, a stock category is an item which represents the commonality across your group. So in this example, what is that common across the group? Even though there are three different group based on brand, the commonality that you are going to see under this uh, different group is the size, okay, which is 1.5 TB. That is the size which has commonality among all the other brands or different brands. Okay, so now I can create a stock category with a common name so that I can associate. So that means what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give a parallel masters to the stock item. I'm going to say hierarchically you put it under this particular group, and for me to get a cross reference, you put under this particular. So now you are going to attach two different type of masters to your stock item. So that is what we are going to see here. So first let us try and understand what is that common thing that you are going to create, and what is the nomenclature that you are going to use, so that it becomes easy for you to use that in your master reporting and other things. Okay, so this is one example I explained. I hope this is clearer. Now let us quickly go back to our other masters. So let's take the uh, the laptop subgroups under the laptop that we had created. In the last session, we did this, right? So now, so now you tell me what is going to be common across these three things, right? So in this case, if you see my processor, right, which is my core i3 processor, i5 and i7. This is what is common across my different group, right? So my stock category should be a common thing. So in this case, the uh, processor is common across my group. Let us take the second example. Now, sorry, in the monitor, okay, so we have different monitors. So what is common here? The size of the monitor is common across different group, right? So your stock category in case of monitor, it is going to be the size of the monitor, which is 21 inches, 32 inches and 35 inches. In case of your laptops, it is your processor, which is i3, i5 and i7. So this is what the category that you are going to create, which you can get an information of a particular behavior or nature of a category in your report, which cuts across your group. Okay, so now we will come to this, so it becomes much easier for you to understand. So we have three different groups. So for right, each of the group, what is that I have in common, right? So this is what we said. Now you see here, I can create for my laptop. You don't have to create another parent called laptop or something. This is just for our understanding. I'm just showing you. So you have this core 3, i5 and i7. So you can call it as a processor i3. What is the nomenclature that you want to give? It is left to you. But important thing, remember the commonality. So here it is i3, i5 and i7 is what is common. So I'm going to create three other master, which is my stock category called core i3, core i5 and core i7. And for monitor, I'm going to create, I can say 21 inches, or I can say monitor 21, 32, 35. It all depends on how easily you can recall the master name so that you can associate them properly. Okay. The next one, this is what we just saw above. So I can say that external hard disk 1.5 TB, 2 TB and 4 TB, right? So under laptop, this is common. Under monitor, this is common. And under external hard disk, these are common, right? So now, how are we going to create this master, and how are we going to associate this master in Tally is what we will see. First, we will see in TallyPrime. Okay, so now you are comfortable. Yes, you will go to create, enter, right, and then you have the stock category, right? So you click here, and just in case if the stock category is not visible here, you can click here show more and it is going to give you the list of stock category. Okay, if it is inactive, I've already created the category. So you come to stock category, and it is something like a group, but only thing, it will not say can the quantities be added and all those kind of thing, right? So again, it depends. If you require further classification of this uh, category, like how we did for the group, we did laptop, and then further subdivision we did brand wise. Similarly, if you require, you can also create, there is no restriction, you can also have any level of hierarchy for your stock group, and also you can have any level of hierarchy for your stock category, right? So here what basically I'm going to do is that, since I've already created core i3, I will just say processor i3. Okay, enter. It is now going to create this master. So similarly, if you want to create multiple master, right? So very simple. So no, don't worry. I mean, like, you are here. Don't worry. You say go to, and then you say chart of account. Okay. So now you go to stock category, enter here, and then you come to multi-master, and then you come to create here. And similarly, you can do the way we created our stock item and stock group. Okay. So if you notice here, I have actually created these three for my external hard disk and monitor, but I have not created for the laptop because I thought I'll show you once how to create this category. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is that now I I have to now create my other three uh, categories, right? That is core i3, i5, and i7. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to select all item here, and then I'm going to say my name of my category is core i3. Okay. So where should this go under? It has to go under primary because I'm not creating any sub level. Okay. This is very important for you to understand. Primary. Then I'm going to say core i5. I will say control C. Let me just copy this. Again, I'm going to say under primary. Then I'm going to say control V, backspace, 7, enter. Okay, primary, control A. Okay. So now I have three items which are there under this laptop thing, right? So what I'm going to do now, to first I'll show you single master. You will come to your we have already created our masters, right? In the previous session we created the group and subgroup for laptop, and the items also we created, but we did not associate the stock category. So that is what we are going to see now. So you come to alter, right? Then you come to your stock item, right? So I have my Dell laptop, right? So my Dell laptop i3, right? So I have put it under the subgroup of Dell laptop, but then now I need to associate the category, right? So by default, the category master will not be displayed. So what you need to do is use your secret number 2, right? So you press F12 configuration, and under this configuration you have this option under inventory detail, the second option which says use stock category for stock item. If you remember in the previous session I had made it as no, right? So make it as yes here, control A, and now just below your stock group the category is also going to come, and when you come here it is going to give you the list of all the categories that you have created. Now I know I have to associate the score i3 with my item i3 because i3 is what is common across my groups. Okay. So I'm going to select i3, enter, and then you have already associated the other masters you have associated. Just press control A, right? Control A, and now you have done this. Then you come to your Dell laptop i5, enter, right? So we have not associated, so you click here and then you select your core i5. Okay, and then press control A, and then come to your Dell laptop. Okay, so there is a spelling mistake here, top i7. This is how you can alter your master in case you have made any spelling errors like this. Okay. Now I come here, and then I come here and then I say uh, i7 because my this is what is going to be common, i7. I'm going to select my i7, control A. Okay. So this is how you do individually. If I want to do it one shot all the categories, again it is very simple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press alt G, and then I'm going to say chart of account, then I'm going to select stock category, right? See, now you will now see core i3 has come under that Dell laptop. See now, one item of one brand, just now we did, it is coming here. Now it says under core i3 you have these items, so which means basically this is like a parallel group. If you just type core i3, then it is going to give you all the different brands of item which has got the processor of i3, which is what you wanted, and that is why we are creating this stock category. Okay, so you come to multi-master. Okay, now let us see how to uh, associate the stock category for my other groups, right? So we just now saw how you can go and go to the alteration mode, and then now link your stock category to your already existing master. So this way, even if you have transacted something, right, later on, let us assume that you realize that, I mean, like, you would want a parallel grouping, or you want a category, so that you want this report of different brand having same characteristics of size or etc, whatever it is. So even at a later point in time, it is not necessary that you have to create all this before you start capturing the transaction. And that's the flexibility of Tally. Yeah? Any point in time you feel now you need a stock category, just go create your stock category, and then link those stock category to your existing stock item properly. Then you will start getting your other, which is your parallel master. Like your stock group reporting, you will get your stock category reporting also. Okay, so now we will go to the, because my other two groups of my item, which is my um, HP laptop and my LG laptop, we have not linked the category. So what we are going to do, so you don't have to press escape and go back. So just press Alt G, or you click here to go to, and then you say chart of accounts, right? And then what is that we are going to do? We are going to now alter our stock item, right? And then associate this stock category which we created newly. So I'm going to go to my stock item. Then I'm going to go to multi-master, and then I'm going to say multi-alter, right? And then uh, I'm going to select item under laptop. All the other item you will do it, which I have already linked, right? So you don't have to worry about. Now, the moment I select a group called laptop, right? So I am now getting the list of all the items under this group, right? And you press F12. So you see here, so before that, you see here, name of the item is there, okay, fine. Under group is fine, we have already done it. Unit of measure we have already provided, there is no opening balance. But where is the option for me to go and select my stock category? That is why we came here, right? So if the stock category is not available, remember your secret number 2, which is your F12 configuration, right? And in the F12 configuration, you have the show stock category detail. You make it as yes, enter. Okay, and now it is now going to show you your category. And if you remember, in the single master we had altered and we had linked i3, i5 and i7 to these item, and for the other item we did not do. So that is what we are going to do now here. So you just come here, and this has to be i3, you have to be very careful, right? And then you come here, and this is to be i5, right? Come here, this is to be i7. Okay, so different brand, Dell, HP, LG, but this is common. Okay, i3, i5, i7 is common. Just remember this. Okay, so now again this is going to be i3, right? So this is going to be i5, and this is going to be i7, right? Numbers same. Done. Okay, so now let us come to the other master. Okay, and then you say I want to see my stock category. Now it says under core i3 you have these three item of different brand which is now coming into this particular parallel group. Similarly, all other items, you will realize that different brands of item are now getting classified into one parallel group, which is your stock category. Okay, so this is how you create your stock group, stock item, unit of measure, stock category, and you link them. So in a stock item, if you see, these two things are important. Okay, one is my parent and also my parallel parent. So this two, if you are properly associating, you will get the expected result that you intend to get. Okay, so this is how you create your masters. Now quickly let us just go to our Tally ERP for Tally ERP users and see how are we going to do this. Okay, so again here I've already created the other masters. I will show you only for the laptop, like how we saw in our Tally Prime. Okay, so for people who are using Tally ERP, so we in the previous session we saw how to enable inventory in Tally ERP. So the moment you enable your inventory in Tally ERP, this option is going to be now available to you, right? So that's the difference that you are seeing between your Tally Prime and this thing. So in Tally Prime there is nothing, there is no further classification of inventory master or accounting master. Everything is under your create and alter. Okay, but in Tally ERP you have accounting master, you have inventory master. Similarly, you have accounting voucher and you have inventory voucher. So you have to now go to inventory information, enter, and now this is where it is going to show you. Okay, stock group, stock category, it is showing you. Now very important, by default you will not have the stock category enabled in Tally ERP. So you have to uh, specifically mention that you want stock category for this particular company, and you have to enable this as a feature. Okay, but in Tally Prime it is inbuilt already, you don't have to go and then enable. So now we know that any feature that we want to enable, whether it is a major module or a small feature within that module. So major module is your accounting, inventory, and statutory and compliance. So now this is part of my inventory. So under my inventory module, I have to enable this feature, and I have to say I want stock category to be enabled for this company. So how are you going to do this? Is you will press F11, and when you press F11, Tally is asking you what feature you want to enable under the major module. So I say in under my inventory feature, you have this option here. Okay, maintain stock category. Right. When I say maintain stock category, if I make it as yes, then you are going to get that menu. Right. So if it is no, control A, and see here, escape. See now my stock category is vanished. Okay. So now if I want my stock category, I press F11, go to inventory feature. Okay, and then I'm going to say I want cost category. Enter. Now this is the difference between Prime and Tally ERP that you have to remember. Okay, so now I have enabled this, right? So I can now go to my stock group creation, right? So enter, and here if you see very clearly under this master creation menu itself, Tally is asking you whether you want to create single master or whether you want to create multi master. So the multi master is going to be available in all master creation in Tally ERP. Okay, but even under Prime for all master it is available, but you have to remember that you have to go to chart of account, and then on the right hand side button bar you have to say multi master, and then you select whether you want to create or you want to alter. But whereas here it is very clear, it says, okay, multi-master, do you want to create, do you want to alter, or do you want to display? So we saw display. What is the function of display? We saw in our accounting masters. Now I will show you creation of one group, which is basically, let me just quickly show you what is that we are going to create, right? So for example, if you see all other masters I've already created, okay, I've also created this subgroup and these items have already been created. This subgroup and item also has been created. Only thing what I've done now, I have not created this. I just want to show you how can we create this in Tally ERP for people who are, you know, first time getting exposed to the master creation of inventory. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. All the other masters I have already created, I will show you in the list of account or the chart of account. Okay, so I come here. There is this single group creation and also there is multi group creation. So multi group creation, again, if you see here, I come to create the same kind of experience what we saw in Tally Prime. So under group, I can select all or I can select a particular group. Okay. So only thing, the navigation is slightly changed between Prime and ERP. Okay. So now we I have already created other two subgroups. So I need to create only this Dell laptop group. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to create single. Then I'm going to say Dell laptop. Okay, so this is going to be under my parent group of laptop. Okay, so laptop is there. In case if you have not created, okay, so unlike Tally Prime, where just above the list of group you have one more button which says create, so that if it is missing, if it is not there, you can just take your cursor there, enter, it will take you to the master creation screen. But in Tally ERP, you have to remember your keyboard shortcut, which is Alt C. So when you press Alt C, it is now going to take you to your uh, master creation. Okay, so we have already created the laptop here. So I'm going to select laptop. So again, it says should quantity of the item be added? We understand now. So we can say yes, accept. So now I've created my subgroup. Under this subgroup, I have three items which I need to create. So I will show you how we can create this in multi-stock item creation in Tally ERP, right? So I have created my stock group. Again here, if you remember those two secrets for ERP and three secrets for Tally Prime, I mean, like, you will enjoy working with Tally, believe me, right? So now I want to go and create a stock item. The normal tendency is press escape, escape, okay, escape, okay, two escape, three escape. Then I'm going to come to stock item, enter. Then I'm going to come to create. Okay, so all those things are there, right? So if I want to create, we were in stock group, right? So we were in the single stock item creation, right? So if you want to create your stock item, okay, single stock item creation, then what you do is remember your secret number one. So you don't have to keep escaping. So there is this button which says, it says that it will quickly take you to stock item creation master by clicking this button or pressing Control I. So I'm going to press item. So now it is taking me to my stock item creation. Because I was in single, it is taking me to single. Supposing if I am in multi, let us say I am in multi group creation, right? Now I say I want to go to item, it will take you to multi item creation. Okay. So now from single, we have to now go to multi item creation. So what I'm going to do, we have to now go back through the menu. So select stock item. So instead of single item, you say you want to create multiple stock item. So now here you are going to create three stock item under your group Dell laptop. So you select Dell laptop under the group so that it can automatically put it under that particular group. So I'm going to say Dell laptop i3. Okay. Now again, you in Tally ERP also you have copy paste facility. Only thing that you have to remember is that in Tally Prime, it is very easy to remember because it is the same command that you use in your MS Office or in your Windows copy and paste command, keyboard command. So in Tally ERP, you have to remember, so for copying, control and you have to hold alt key also and then press C, control alt C. Extra but key that you have to use is alt in Tally ERP. So now I have copied this, enter, right? So Dell laptop it is taken and category is coming, right? So it is automatically giving you the category list here. So you will now, we have already created, I have already created the category, and the experience of creating stock category is exactly the same that we saw in Tally Prime. Okay, so I'm going to now select this is I3, right? And I'm going to say numbers, right? Come down. Now I will say Control Alt V and then say backspace I5. This is going to be automatically Dell laptop because I've selected the group on top here. This is going to be I5. This is numbers. Enter Control Alt V, backspace 7, enter. Then core I7 numbers, enter. Okay, and this is how I can go and associate my stock category for my stock item while creating itself. Okay, and now quickly we will come to our chart of account to see how my inventory masters are looking, right? So in Tally ERP, you will go to, it is basically called as list of account, where how do you go to list of account? You come to display, right? So you come to display, you can use your hotkey D, and then there is this list of account. So you press list of account, and by default, it is going to give you the list of account of your ledger master. But whereas the experience in Tally Prime, we saw the moment you go to chart of account, Tally is asking you which master's chart of account you want to see. In ERP, it is giving you by default, first it will give you your ledger master with group and the ledger master. Now, what is that we want to see? We want to see stock item. So, how do you see the stock item? You can't escape and then come back here. It is going to be the same thing. So, remember your secret number one, right? So, on the right hand side button, there is this button which says stock item, which is again the keyboard shortcut is Control I. When I press Control I, it is now going to list the my stock group exactly the way we saw in our Tally Prime. We are seeing the external hard disk is my main group. Again, laptop is my main group. Monitor is my main group, and under that, this monitor is my main group. Under that, I have this Dell monitor, HP monitor, and LG monitor, my subgroup, and we have this item, right? So now you want to see your category, right? So how do you see your category? So here again, on the right hand side button, there is stock category. You press Control K or click here, and now it is exactly going to show you the way you saw. Let me just quickly show you in Prime. So here I go to chart of account, then it is asking me which chart of account you want to see. So I want to see stock category, right? So I'm getting the stock category, and if you see here, it is exactly the same. I3, I5, I7, okay, all this is going to be the same thing, right? So the overall, the working experience, some of you might feel that maybe there might be a paradigm shift in the way that I'm going to work in Tally Prime. So couple of you or some of you would have not had the courage to move to Tally Prime. In Tally Prime, in fact, I mean, like you don't have to really learn anything new except for 1 or 2% of, like for example, multi creation and couple of other areas. There is a slight change. The major changes happened in your experience, kind of a thing. Otherwise, as far as working is concerned, there is creation of your master, your voucher entry, all that the interface is going to be the same thing, and most of the report that what you were comfortable viewing them in Tally ERP, it's going to be the same thing in Tally Prime also. Only added advantage in Tally Prime is that you really don't have to, remember the menu path in which menus or in which submenu this particular report is available. Don't worry. All you need to do is just click Alt G, okay, and then you say show more, right? It is going to give you all these are additional things. Now, when you say expand all, you see here, there is a list of all these reports, plus it says there are 147 more reports which are there, which you can view them. So this is where you really don't have to remember or, like retain the navigation path in Tally Prime. That's the advantage of Tally Prime. It is very simple. Okay. So this is how you see your stock category. And if you want to see your stock group, again, you have this button here. Click here, and then it is going to give you, this is your thing, main group, subgroup. Okay. So this is how you create your master in Tally Prime and Tally ERP. I hope this two parts of the session in the inventory master creation would had given you a clear idea of how you create your masters, how you design your masters, and also I hope that you would have understood the power of stock category, okay, which is again helps you in a parallel classification. And in the next session, we will see we will pass few entries. So in the next session, we will see how you are going to pass the entry, and we will quickly see, what is the impact, right? When you have purchased, what is whether the material is come in, when you are selling it, whether the material is gone out. All those quickly we will have a look at the uh, transaction and the primary report of your inventory in the next session. So thank you all once again for staying till the end. So I hope you would have got more clarity now on your inventory master creation and management. And see you all till the next session. Thank you very much.